Okay. I just
Coming out of the Caribbean.
All rise, please. Hold it back in session.
Ms. Farkas, you want to do one out of order?
Sure, works for me.
Kano,
Yes.
Gerardo Kano.
All right, Gerardo Kano, oh, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
2023 CF 1190. Mr. Kano is here on a PTI recall. The state and the defense have worked out an agreement. I just need to sign it, I apologize. And if I may approach.
You may. Is this on the docket for today?
I believe so, yes. CANO.
That's all right. I don't have it on my docket. You'll have to give me the,
The case number is 20.
well, it's on here. It's 23 CF 1190.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that on today? Okay.
So there will be a withhold of adjudication in both counts. The first count, count one, withhold of adjudication, 2 years standard probation, which we've already discussed with probation should transfer to Georgia where Mr. Kano has always lived. Continue treatment with the VA and attend AA or NA meetings at least once per week. $967 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, and of course he'll have the full 2 years of probation to pay those costs. Count two is a withhold of adjudication to carrying a concealed weapon. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. He'll just receive credit for time served and that count.
State in agreement?
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Kano, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Have you read this and gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that by entering into this plea agreement, it's a final resolution of your case, but you're waiving some valuable legal rights, the right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case and all that. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
you are entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. As to count one, the resisting with violence, the court will withhold adjudication and sentence the defendant to 2 years standard probation. As a condition of that probation, you must continue treatment with the VA and attend AA and NA meetings at least once a week. Standard court costs and public defender fees. And count two, concealing of a weapon, withhold of adjudication, And on that case, you will get credit for time served. That's technically the sentence. Okay, any
Yes, sir.
questions?
None, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Harper, you want to continue with your double back and get through yours?
Yes, Judge, I can call and see who's present. Jonathan Bowman. Judge, I called for him this morning as well as this afternoon. He's not present. I'm not.
Okay, hold on a second. State? And that's 24 CF 727.
We're going to ask for a KPS, Judge.
Court will issue a no bond capias.
The next that's out of custody judge is Joanne Faulkner, number 115 on the docket.
Okay.
23 CF 2067. Ms. Faulkner?
Come forward.
Joanne Faulkner?
Joanne Faulkner.
Judge, I called for her this morning as well as this afternoon.
State?
The state's gonna ask for a capias.
Court will issue a no bond capias.
The next is Robin Grantham, 23 CF 928 and 23 CF 1073. Robin Grantham. Judge, can we approach on this?
Man, I got this. Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take one.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us. Because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa. Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
We'll continue this Grantham to 10:21 at 9 a.m.
Got it, Judge. If I can recall before I forget, Jonathan Bowman, he is present.
Okay?
That was 24 CF 727. Your Honor, I would ask the court to withdraw the capias on that. I'm not certain as to why he was not present when called, but he is present, and he and I have talked previously. I would ask to set this for 12-9. His case is a little bit complicated in that there are numerous allegations pertaining to DMVs from out of state pertaining to this particular set of facts and circumstances. So I'd ask to move this to 12-9.
Very good. State?
No objection.
Very good. Without, the court will withdraw the capias and continue this until 12:09 at 9 a.m. Give you a chance to review it a little more closely.
The next one that I have out of custody, Judge, is Brian Hicks.
Okay?
That is 23 CF 1904. There's a waiver of appearance in Mr. Hicks's case. Judge, I have not had any contact with Mr. Hicks. What I would like to do, if we can leave this set for docket day, please continue to see if I can get him to be present so I can arrange an appointment so we can discuss this case.
Yeah, I mean, have you had this case the whole time? It's over a year old, too.
Yeah, it's been a bit
I mean,
before.
it's a
since
drug possession.
Yes, sir. I just have not had any contact with him.
State?
If we can bring him back on docket day, if the court's okay with that, and if he doesn't show up for docket day, I'll make every effort to get him to respond to me.
Okay, I mean, at some point, we're going to trial on it.
Yes, sir.
Where's the state at with this?
Your Honor, the state will agree to move it to docket day.
Okay.
So 1021, Judge.
Very good. We'll continue till 10:21.
The next case is Jason Hildebrandt, 24 CF 361. Mr. Hildebrandt, Judge, we were reviewing benchmark. It looks like there was a motion in order to revoke his bond due to a case arising out of Santa Rosa County. Just bringing that to the court's attention. I have no explanation for why he's not present other than that.
The state's gonna ask for a KPS, Your Honor.
Court will issue a no bond KPS.
The next that's out of custody, Judge, is Desmond Jordan, 24 CF 1654.
Okay.
Judge, Mr. Jordan was not present this morning. This is the first time up for me. I have not had any contact with Mr. Jordan.
Judge, we would be requesting a KPS.
Court will issue a KPS. Are these, you've been talking, are they aware of what's going to happen if they don't show up?
Judge, I have not spoken to Mr. Jordan. The next one is Quevion Seals, number 130 on the docket, 24 CF 1560. This is also, Mr. Seals.
That's not Mr. Sewell, that's Mr. Howard.
Okay, well, Mr. Seals, this is the first time I've checked. I've not spoken to Mr. Seals. I've had no contact.
Judge, we would be requesting a KPS.
Court will issue no bond KPS.
And the last one that's out of custody, I believe, is number 132, Carrie Walker, 24 CF 1089. Judge, this is a case that's involving multiple co-defendants. We are in the midst of trying to coordinate depositions amongst like 8 or 9 attorneys. So I'd ask to move this to 12-9.
Very good. The court will continue this until 12/9.
Judge, I believe that's all I have.
I agree.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Arnold. You're up. Unless you want Travis to go. You want him to go?
Totally is.
I'll move.
Okay.
He's been sitting there patiently all morning.
I will try to make this as quick as possible.
All right, do what you need to do.
First one, Your Honor, is going to be Miss Melissa Gibson on the docket. Miss Gibson's before the court in 23 CF 1906.
Is that Melissa Gibson?
Okay.
Yes.
Is it Melissa?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I just want to make sure I have the right thing. Go ahead,
Let me
counsel.
approach the plea agreement, Your Honor.
You may.
No objection to the score sheet.
Would you announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Gibson will be entering a plea of no contest to the lesser included offense of burglary of an unoccupied structure in count 1, count 2 as charged. Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, $515 in court costs, $150 public defender fee. Ms. Gibson will ask for 24 months to pay those outstanding fees before they're sent to collections.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Gibson, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your agreement. I see those same terms are in writing in the plea agreement that you've signed. Just want to make sure, have you read this closely and gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, I
Had all
have.
your legal questions answered?
Yes.
And you understand that by entering into this plea agreement, you're waiving the right to go to a trial and to force the state to prove their case. This will be a final adjudication of your case.
Yes.
Okay? You believe that's in your best interest to waive those rights and enter into this?
Yes.
Do you have any further legal questions of your attorney?
No, Your Honor.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on both counts. The lesser included count 1, burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, and then as charged in petty theft in count 2. In both of these charges, your sentence technically is credit for time served. And with the requisite court cost, $515, and public defender fee of $150, you'll have 24 months to be able to pay those. Make sure you get paid before then so they don't come after your driver's license, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next I've got is going to be Amber Godbolt. This is Ms. Godbolt before the court in 24 CF 1682. Did the state have a chance to take a look at this one, see if we could do an amended offer?
The state will need to get back to you.
If we can leave Ms. Godbolt as a plea continue, Your Honor, my hope is that we can get this resolved to reduce charge.
You talking about on docket day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, we'll continue it till 10:21 at 9 a.m. Plea or continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, next I've got is going to be Caleb Gordon. Mr. Gordon is before the court in 24 CF 979, Your Honor. Score sheet produced shows 29.7 points. So, not in the range where we're going to score with the DOC, but you get close. Okay. If I may approach, Your Honor, with the plea agreement score sheet.
You may.
No objection to the score sheet, Your Honor.
Thank you. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gordon will be entering a plea as charged, be adjudicated guilty, placed on 24 months of probation, ask the court to waive the cost of supervision, standard court costs, public defender fee, required to do a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, any recommended treatment within 60, random year analysis. States agreed to an automatic early termination in 18 months if all obligations have been completed and there have been no violations.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Gordon, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
And I see those same terms are in writing that you signed. So I just want to make sure if you read this closely, gone over it in detail with your attorney. Make sure you had all your legal questions answered.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You understand that by entering into this, this will be a final resolution of your case. But you're waiving the right to go to a trial and have a hearing and force the state to prove their case. Do you believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
And you are entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt, and the court will sentence the defendant to 24 months of probation. Court will waive the cost of supervision, have standard court costs $615 and $150 for public defender fee. As a condition of the probation, you must get the substance abuse evaluation within 30 days and start any recommended treatment within 60, submit to random UAs, and the state has agreed to an automatic early termination at 18 months. If there's been no violation, you've completed all of your obligations. Okay? Any questions?
No, I live in Crespi, though.
Yes,
so
sir.
Do I go to this probation office here to get it transferred to Crespi?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's no more
And that's a good question.
Good luck, Caleb.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next I've got is going to be Kevin Hagstrom.
Okay?
Mr. Hagstrom's before the court in 24 CF 810, 24 CF 1732. Your Honor, if we can continue Mr. Hagstrom's case to December the 9th, my hope is that we'll get this resolved with a plea on that date.
State?
No objection.
This is a relatively new case. The court will continue until 12/9, 9th of December.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, next I've got is Robert Harris. Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Harris before the court in 23 CF 1383. I apologize, Your Honor, I have the wrong case number down for Mr. Harris. If the court will let me.
I've got 24 CF 1655. Is that
That's the
correct?
same one I have, Your Honor, for, I typically reuse a lot of my old plea agreements, so I just didn't change that on this one.
I understand.
I may approach, Your Honor, with the plea agreement.
You may.
There'll be no score sheet on this one, Your Honor, so you do this one here.
Thank you. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harris will plead to lesser included offense in count 1 of possession of paraphernalia as charged in counts 2 and 3. It's going to be withhold of adjudication, placed on 11 months, 29 days of probation, concurrent between all counts. $270 court costs, $150 public defender fee. Required to do a substance abuse evaluation. Appointment must be made within 30 days. Any recommended treatment started within 60 days of that appointment. Random urinalysis, 24 hours of community service work. I did write in there the buyout option, Your Honor. Mr. Harris had requested that. And then maintain gainful employment or complete 2 job applications per week.
That's a state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Harris, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So I just want to make sure, I see you've heard your attorney state the terms of your agreement, and it's in your writing, and not in your writing, in the plea agreement that you've signed. So I just want to make sure, have you read this closely, gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Had all your legal questions answered about this?
No, sir.
If you had all of your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're saying no, you don't have any further ones? Okay. So I just want to make sure you understand this will be a final resolution of your case, but you're waiving the right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case and all that they're required to do. So you can have a final adjudication here today. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea on the lesser included count 1, possession of paraphernalia, and the other 2 as charged, the other 2 counts. There'll be a withhold of adjudication on all 3 counts. The court will sentence the defendant to 11 months, 29 days probation on each count, but they'll all run at the same time, concurrently. Okay, you get standard court costs and public defender fee. You must submit to substance abuse evaluation within 30, start any recommended treatment in 60 days. Of course, you got to do the random UAs, 24 hours of community service that you can buy out, and maintain gainful employment or complete 2 applications a week. Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Harris.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Your Honor, next is Donald Herbst. No, this is going to be Mr. Herbst making his way up. If we can continue his case to December the 9th, Mr. Herbst has asked if we could review the discovery in person.
Okay. State?
State has no objection.
Without objection, the court will continue this matter until December 9th at 9 a.m. so you can meet up with your attorney, okay?
Okay. Make it one, okay? All right. You got my card?
Yeah.
Your Honor, next I've got is Jared Hoskins.
Okay.
Mr. Hoskins is before the court in 24 CF 1529. He and I met this morning. He provided me a copy of prescriptions for the controlled substance that were located. He's also trying to work on getting his license reinstated. If I can continue his case to see if we can get that done. The state did make an amended offer, but my hope is maybe we can work something else out if we get that license reinstated.
Very good. State?
No objection.
Without objection, the court will continue this matter until 12/9, 9 a.m.
Make an appointment. All right. Yeah, you have a card. Your Honor, next I've got is going to be Direct Howard. Your Honor, this is Mr. Howard before the court in 24 CF 1765. I have a plea agreement to be filed if I may approach.
You may.
Your Honor, the score sheet will be filed later. Mr. Howard is entering a plea to reduce charges.
Is there a downward departure?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Would you announce the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Howard will be entering a plea of no contest to the lesser included offense of felony battery in counts 1 and 2. It's a withhold of adjudication, placed on 48 months of probation concurrent, waive costs of supervision, $967 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, required to do the sex offender counseling, but there will be no designation. No contact with HEB, date of birth January 4th, 2007.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor, and that'll be to felony battery, which is 784.041. We will file the amended information. I apologize for not having that.
Did you get that, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Howard, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see those same terms are in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Just want to make sure, have you read this closely, gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, I have.
You had all your legal questions answered?
I did.
You understand that by entering into this, you're waiving the right to go to a trial and some other valuable legal rights
Yes.
in order to get a final resolution of this case?
Yes,
Is that what you believe is in your best interest?
I do.
Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be a withhold of adjudication on both of the reduced charges, which are now felony battery charges. And the court will sentence the defendant to 48 months probation for each of the 2 counts. They will run concurrently. They'll run at the same time. Waive the cost of supervision, standard court cost, and public defender fee. As a condition of the probation, the defendant must engage in sexual offender counseling. There will be no designation and no contact with HEB with the date of birth 1407. And just understand that no contact is absolute no contact.
I understand.
Even if you bump into each other, you got to stay away. It's your obligation to recede. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
This will violate, if you violate that, it'll violate this probation. They will be asking for increased sentencing. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Your Honor, next I've got is Ronald Hulsman. Your Honor, Mr. Hulsman is making his way up in 24 CF 1099. After speaking with him this morning, he provided me a couple of witnesses that he'd asked me to speak with. Given that, I'd ask the court to let me continue his case to December the 9th.
State.
There is no objection.
Without objection, the court will continue this matter until 12/9.
Your Honor, next I've got is going to be Caitlin Johnson. Ms. Johnson is making her way up in 24 CF 1644. At this time, if we can ask the court to continue her case to December the 9th, I'd like to meet with her, go over discovery, and potentially look at scheduling depositions in her case.
State has no objection.
Without objection, the court will continue this matter until 12/9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the next I've got is going to be Carlos Johnson. Your Honor, this is Mr. Carlos Johnson before the court in 23 CF 1573. I have a plea agreement to be filed if I may approach.
You may.
The sale of the file on score sheet at a later date is not going to be done with departure.
Thank you. Would you state the terms of the agreement?
I take that back, Your Honor, say, look real quick, it will be a downward departure. I'll let them announce the basis.
Your Honor, it'll be a downward departure based on a legitimate and uncoerced plea agreement.
Thank you. Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Johnson will be entering a plea of no contest as charged in 23 CF 1573. It's going to be a withhold of adjudication on all counts. Count 1, placed on 12 months of pecuniary control, followed by 24 months of probation, waive costs of supervision. Count 2, 11 months, 29 days of probation concurrent with the other count. 615 court costs, 150 public defender fee. Required to do the substance abuse evaluation. Appointment must be made within 30 days. Any recommended treatment within 60 days of the appointment. 50 hours of community service work, random urinalysis, maintain gainful employment, or complete 2 job applications per week.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I see those same terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed.
Yes, sir.
Have you can put your hand down. Have you had a chance to read this closely and go over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Had all your legal questions answered?
No. Yes. He answered.
So you believe this is in your best interest to enter into this?
Yes, sir.
And you understand this will be a final resolution of this case? You're waiving the right to go to a trial and some of the other constitutional protections
Yes, sir.
in order to get here. Okay. And you're entering this freely and voluntarily. Nobody coerced you to get you to enter into this? Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea agreement. There'll be a withhold of adjudication on both counts. In count 1, the court is sentencing the defendant to 12 months community control followed by 24 months standard probation. Waive the cost of supervision. Count 2, court sentencing the defendant to 11 months, 29 days probation. That'll be concurrent, we'll run at the same time as the other count. So it's basically a total of 3 years. The court will assess $615 in court costs, $150 public defender fee. The defendant, as a condition of the probation, must have a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, follow through on any recommended treatment in 60, 50 hours of community service, random UAs, maintain gainful employment, or have 2 job applications a week. Any questions?
Yes, sir. I want to know, like, if I do all the requirements that are asked of me, could I get off the probation sooner than the 3 years?
You have a statutory right, I think, at halfway, if you do that. It's not mandatory, it's not automatic, but you have a right to seek that. And Mr. Gates can explain to you, he's very experienced in how to do that.
Okay.
So, but the answer to your question is yes, you can, but it's not guaranteed. Okay?
Your Honor, next I've got is going to be Luke Kimsey. Your Honor, this is Mr. Kimsey making his way up in 23 CF 1671.
Okay?
Score sheet. 10 points. We're not looking at anything huge if you violate, okay? Your Honor, I've got a plea agreement and a score sheet to be filed. No objection to the score sheet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Would you announce the terms of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kimsey will be entering a plea of no contest as charged, be adjudicated guilty, placed on 24 months of probation, waive the cost of supervision, required to do 10 days in the county jail with credit for all time served. He'll be allowed to do weekends as arranged with parole and probation. Upon the completion of the 10 days county jail, probation will automatically convert to administrative probation for the balance of his supervision. $515 in court costs, $150 public defender fee. Show proof of an eligible or clear driver's license. No driving without a license.
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Kimsey, would you raise your right hand, sir? You swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your agreement. The same terms are in writing here, and I see that you've signed the plea agreement. Have you read it and gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that by entering this thing, you're waiving the right to go force the state to prove their case, to go to a trial. This will be a final adjudication of this case. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And are you entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt, and the court is sentencing the defendant to 24 months probation, standard probation, waive the cost of supervision, and there will be a sentence of 10 days in the county jail. You will get credit for time served, and you may be able to do weekends or not all at one time as arranged, but it must be arranged through parole and probation to get the exact details of that. Upon completion of the 10 days county jail, probation will automatically convert to administrative probation for the balance. Got standard fees and costs. You must show proof of an eligible clear driver's license.
Turn your cell phone off, please.
No driving without a driver's license.
Yes, sir.
That's very important.
Your Honor, last one I've got is going to be Miss Jessica Knight. Yeah, this is Ms. Knight before the court in 23 CF 2559. The state and I have been going through depositions. If we can continue her case to December the 9th, I'm going to talk with the state about restitution. It is a significant amount. Ms. Knight is open to restitution, but not at the amount they're seeking, so that'll give me time to try and figure that out with the state. Thank you.
The state has no objection, Your Honor.
Very good. Without objection, the court will continue this matter until 12/9 at 9 o'clock.
And that's all that I have that are here in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Very good. Ms. Farkas, or? Yes. Okay, fire away.
All right, first up I have Christina Chiffon-Barfield. She is present and approaching. The last name is Chiffant, Chalfant, Barfield, 2024 CF 643.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state and the defense have reached an agreement, if I may
Okay.
approach.
You may. Thank you. Would you announce the terms of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 2 counts here. Count 1 will be an adjudication of guilt to the lesser included offense of possession of paraphernalia. The statute is there, 893.147 subsection 1. 1 year of standard probation consecutive to count 2, $270 in court costs, and a $150 public defender fee. Count 2 is also an adjudication of guilt as charged to the misdemeanor. 1 year of standard probation consecutive to count 1. And there is no score sheet required because they are misdemeanors.
State.
That's the agreement, Judge.
Very good.
Oh, and Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'd like to add that the cost of supervision could be waived. I think we discussed that.
That's correct.
I can add that into the agreement. I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead and put it. Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard the terms of the plea agreement
Yes,
that
sir.
your attorney just stated, and those same terms are in the written plea agreement. Have you read it closely and gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Had all your legal questions answered?
They are.
Okay. And you understand that by entering into this plea agreement, this will be a final adjudication of this case. You're not going to a trial or anything like that.
Yes, sir.
You believe that's in your best interest to enter into this now and waive that right?
I do.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. As to count 1, the lesser included offense, possession of paraphernalia, there's an adjudication of guilt, and the defendant will be placed on 1 year standard probation. The statutory cite is contained in the plea agreement. And in addition, there'll be $270 in court costs and $150 public defender fee payable during the term of the probation. As to count 2, which is also possession of paraphernalia, is adjudication of guilt. There'll be 1 year of standard probation, but that's running consecutive. So you're stacking these probations. So it's basically 2 years of probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the court will waive the cost of supervision on both counts.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thanks, sir.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The next person on the docket, I believe it's a mistake, Jose Chan, that he is incarcerated.
We moved it to the 16th.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
That's all right. That's good.
I don't remember if I already waived Kyrie's Childers.
I don't have any, I don't have anything on my
So
notes
next-
yet.
Yes, next is Kyrie's Childers, 2024 CF 1960. The state and the defense are working out the restitution amount. So if we could have a full cycle continuance, I think there's some insurance papers pending.
Okay. Why don't you just, as you go through your list, go over all that are here?
Yes, Your
Let's
Honor.
do
I
those
apologize.
first, and then we'll come back and do all the waivers afterwards, so we can get people out of here.
Trial
They've
is
got other
continued
things to do.
to 12/9.
Next, I have Nicholas Kramer, 2024 CF 0080. He is present and approaching. The state and the defense have worked out an agreement, and this is, if I may approach.
You may. Thank you. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me, there's only one count in this docket, 2024 CF 0080. There will be an adjudication of guilt to the lesser included offense of misdemeanor battery. The statute is 784.03 subsection 1 subsection B. $300 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, and credit for all time served with 180 days to pay those costs. And there's no score sheet required as this is a misdemeanor charge.
Mr. Kramer, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the agreements contained in this agreement. I see you've signed it, so just want to make sure you've gone over it in detail with your attorney. You read through the plea agreement?
Yes.
You believe this is in your best interest because you're waiving some valuable legal rights, right to force the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, so you can have a final resolution here today. Is that what you believe is in your best interest? Based upon that, then, the court will accept your plea agreement. There'll be an adjudication of guilt of the lesser included offense of misdemeanor battery. And in addition, there'll be, of course, the all ever-present court cost and public defender fees. You will get credit for all time served, and you'll have 180 days to pay the fees and costs, okay?
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
And the next one also was moved to the criminal the incarcerated docket on the 16th, Crandall.
Yes. Next is, I have Danielle Klein. I think we skipped over her somehow, but she is on the docket and she is present. She's been waiting all day. The state and the defense have reached an agreement in this case
Okay.
for a pretrial intervention agreement. If I may
This is
approach.
23 CF 1993. You may
Yes.
approach.
And I believe that this she'll actually take with her.
Okay.
I don't know if you get copies.
Okay, Ms. Klein, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So, you want to go over the terms of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. So there are 2 counts here, 2 third-degree felonies, 1 count of organized fraud and 1 of grand theft. Ms. Klein agrees to enter and successfully complete the pretrial intervention agreement that will be attached to this plea agreement. If she does so successfully, then the case will be dismissed. If she fails to successfully complete the pretrial intervention agreement, then she will go directly to sentencing on both counts. The terms of the PTI are to pay restitution.
You don't have to go
Okay.
through all the details. Okay. Ma'am, would you raise your right hand? Did I swear you in?
Yeah.
Been a long day. It's a stated agreement.
Yes, Your Honor, it states an agreement.
Very good. So, Ms. Klein, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. This is kind of a hybrid agreement. It's not a straight-up PTI, but it's because you're entering into a plea agreement. And the key to that is like, it's a high risk, high reward. So if you complete the terms of it, no reason why you shouldn't, you actually get a full dismissal of your charges.
Yes, sir.
But if you don't, skip over, you lose the right to go to a trial. You're basically giving that up today, go right to a sentencing. And there are both of these 5-year max sentences.
Yes,
I'm not saying that's what you'd get, I'm saying that's what's out there. So this is a take serious agreement. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you understand that by entering into this agreement, this will be a final adjudication and you're waiving the right to go to a trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
You do believe this is in your best interest to do this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You have to take that, I think, to probation.
Yes.
So based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement, and the defendant agrees to enter and complete the pretrial intervention program, and if you do successfully complete it, your cases will be dismissed.
Yes, sir.
If not, if you fail to successfully complete, then the defendant will go directly to sentencing as to counts 1 and 2. You will be able to argue about that. I mean, not argue about that, but you can argue the terms if that does go through.
Next up is Gavin Collier. 2023 CF 2579. Mr. Collier is also accepting a pretrial intervention agreement. If I may approach with everything.
You may. You can keep the PTA. Thank you. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, this is your copy to take with you. Your Honor, there are 2 counts here, possession of a controlled substance and driving with license suspended or revoked. Mr. Collier agrees to successfully complete the pretrial intervention program. If he does so, then both counts will be dismissed. If he does not, then he will go directly to sentencing on counts 1 and 2.
State?
That's the agreement, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Collier, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So this is an identical agreement to the previous defendant who stand up here. I'm sure you were listening to everything I said.
Yes, sir.
So, I'll repeat it anyway, just in case you didn't. So, you agree to enter and successfully complete the pretrial intervention?
Yes, sir.
No reason you can't. You'll have these cases dismissed. If not, you skip the trial part and go right to a sentencing. So it's high risk, high reward, okay? But it's a good deal. Again, if you stick to it, finish up, there's no reason why you can't. So you understand that by doing that, you waive this process, you're waiving the right to go to a trial.
Yes, sir.
This will be a final resolution of this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
So based upon that, I'll accept your plea agreement, and you'll successfully complete the pretrial intervention program. I hope you will. If you don't, and you go directly to sentencing. If you do successfully complete it, though, dismiss the charges. Okay? Good luck.
Your Honor, next up is Richard D. Simone, 2024 CF 471. He's present and approaching.
What's the last name?
I'm sorry, D. Simone, D-E-S-I-M-O-N-E.
B as in boy?
D, I'm sorry, D as in dog.
Okay.
Delta, the official one.
Got it. Thank you.
Delta fine.
I didn't see it on my docket, Judge.
Thanks, Steve.
What's the case number?
24 CF 471.
Spell the last name again.
D-E-S-I-M-O-N-E.
Maybe at another pre-trial docket. It's on the.
Thanks, Steve.
I don't mind. We can still do it.
He's entering a plea to a misdemeanor.
It's all right.
He
We'll
does
still
have
do
an
it.
open case.
No. It's not, we're gonna
Unless when I dismiss.
not let you do it.
Okay, if I may approach.
You may. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. There were 2 counts in this case. Count 1 was possession of a controlled substance. Count 2 is possession of paraphernalia. The agreement is count 1 will be dismissed. Count 2 will be a withhold of adjudication to the possession of paraphernalia with credit for time served, $270 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, and 24 months to pay those costs.
That's the agreement, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. D. Simone, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement.
I do.
And I see you've signed the written plea agreement that contains those terms. Is this agreement the one that are you agreeing to this?
Yes, I think it's the best one.
Okay, and you understand that by entering into this plea agreement, you're waiving the right to go to a trial.
I do.
And this will be a final adjudication of the case. So, when you're entering this freely and voluntarily. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. Count 1 will be dismissed. Count 2, the possession of paraphernalia, there'll be a withhold of adjudication. The sentence will actually be credit for time served, $270 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, 24 months to pay the costs.
Correct.
Any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I apologize. Your Honor, this is Mr. Crooks. Hold on. I'm pulling up the case number. 24 CF 658.
Okay, got it?
We are rescheduling depositions in this case. They were scheduled, but then I was out with COVID. So we need to reschedule. That is unfortunately on me. So if we could have a full cycle continuance.
I have an amended offer if it hasn't been relayed.
What is it?
It's an adjudication of guilt, 615 court costs, credit for time served. And this is 24 CF 658, right?
Yes.
That's
You want to
it.
stick around and we can talk about it?
Doing what you was doing.
Okay, so I think if we could have a full cycle continuance to discuss it and decide whether or not to reschedule depositions, we can go from there.
Very good. Will that offer remain open?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So
why don't
if we
pass
could
over
pass-
this at a
yes.
break, stay with us a little bit. We're going to pass over this case. We'll come back when we take a break. No, just go, whoa, hold on, just hold on. Wait, man, let her talk to her privately. She's got to do a couple more cases and then she'll come talk to you.
Now I think I'm done.
Okay,
actually.
well, you can go talk to Mr. Crooks.
Thank you.
Steve Medina, beginning with number 256 on the docket, Cedric Desmond Barron II. Mr. Barron II is before the court in 24 CF 928. We have a misdemeanor plea agreement, Your Honor. May I approach?
You may.
Would the court excuse the short pants? He didn't get the memo on that. So.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's hiding behind the podium. I didn't see it anyway.
Well, he's a tall guy. He can't hide very well. Your Honor, under the terms of the agreement, the state agrees to dismiss count 1 in exchange for the following: adjudication of guilt to lesser included offense, simple battery. That's first degree misdemeanor, and the statutory reference is given. 11 months, 29 days probation with JCS supervision. If he could have a card for JCS, no contact with Paul Quails, $967 court costs, and $150 public defender fees. Quails is Quails.
Okay, Mr. Barron, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I see you've signed the written plea agreement. Just want to make sure, have you read this closely and gone over it in detail with your attorney? Make sure you had all your legal questions answered.
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this agreement, you're waiving the right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case. This will be a final resolution of this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And are you entering this freely and voluntarily? You believe it's in your best interest?
I am and I do.
Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea in exchange for, in the state's in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we are in agreement.
Very good. Based upon the state's agreement to dismiss count 1, the defendant will have an adjudication of guilt to the lesser included offense of simple battery, and the statutory cites in the agreement. The defendant is sentenced to 11 months, 29 days probation with JCS. As a condition of that probation, there'll be no contact with Paul Quails, standard court costs and fees. Make sure on the no contact, it's It's one-sided, even if he walked up to you in public, you're in violation, he's not, so stay away from him, okay? Sir.
You got to see him, sir. Your Honor, Ms. Farkas needs to cut in for a moment.
I apologize, Your Honor. There's one client who is mistakenly listed under Mr. Medina on the docket, but he's my client, so I skipped over him. Carlos Castillo Rodriguez, he's present and approaching, 23 CF 1066. I believe this is a PTI recall.
Okay.
I think this is the first time it's up. If we could have a full cycle continuance so Ms. Sharpless and I can discuss the potential next steps.
Very good. Court will continue this till 12/9
Thank
at
you.
9 a.m.
Your Honor, next up is Jack Philip Boardman. Mr. Boardman is 259 on the docket, 23 CF 1296. And we have an agreement to resolve Mr. Boardman's case for misdemeanors. If I may approach with the signed agreement, Your Honor.
You may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Judge. Under the terms of the agreement, 23 CF 1296 will be resolved with a no contest plea as follows. There will be adjudication of guilt to lesser included offense trespass. That's first degree misdemeanor trespass. The statutory reference is given on count 1 and as charged on count 2. 11 months, 29 days probation on count 1, followed by 11 months, 29 days probation on count 2, with no early termination. There will be JCS supervision. Could he have a card, please, for JCS? He has to do 200 hours of community service. It may not be waived or paid off. There's a letter of apology required to Nicholas Posada, Posada. No trespass at 538 Parish Boulevard, Mariester, Florida, 32569. Anti-theft course, 270 court costs, 150 public defender fees.
State.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Boardman, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and those same terms are in the written agreement. I see you've signed. Did you sign?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Everybody signed it on page 4.
Very good. Yeah, I was looking at the last one.
Yes, that was just.
I know, I got it. So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. It's contained in this writing. Did you read this closely and go over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You understand that by entering into this agreement, of course, you're waiving the right to go to a trial. This will be a final adjudication of your case.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And are you entering this freely and voluntarily? You believe this is in your best interest?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt of the lesser included offense of trespass on count 1, statutory cites contained in here, and as charged in count 2, that'll be a petty theft charge. Court is sentencing you to 11 months, 29 days probation, count 1, followed by 11 months, 29 days probation, count 2, so that's 2 years. There'll be no early termination. There will be JCS supervision. And as a condition of the probation, you got 200 hours of community service, may not be waived or paid off. Letter of apology to Nicholas Posada, no trespass on the 538 Parish Boulevard, and a theft course, standard costs and fees. Now, that's a lot of community service hours. It's a high figure. So you need to start at it, do a little bit each month.
Yes, sir.
Don't wait until the end, because you end up violating, and then they come back and ask, I want you to go to jail and all that stuff. You don't need that. Okay?
Did
Yes,
he
sir,
get a
Your Honor.
card? I think he did. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
You need to report right away.
Okay. Do I just call that number?
Just go to that address
Okay. Thank you.
right now. Thank you. Your Honor, next is Sarah E. Booker. If I may approach with counsel and Ms. Booker. Thank you. Ms. Booker, Your Honor, is 261, 24 CF 1420. come on up here, Ms. Booker, to my left, okay?
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with
We
natural
will
ingredients.
continue this
At
matter
Hub City
until 12:09.
You have that 12-9 now? Thank you. Your Honor, next is Max C. Bookout Jr. Mr. Bookout's in a wheelchair. He's approaching, I may help him, at 262 in the docket, 24 CF 1004. Can I help him come up?
You may,
Your Honor?
sure.
Your Honor, Mr. Bookout is disabled, and he has a charge, the nature of which, if he were to go to trial and lose, he would score out to DOC. The state, by statutory authority, has an option to that of 6 months community control with a GPS monitor. He believes that community control, I meant to say community control, I don't know what I said, but 6 months community control with GPS. He believes community control would be extremely difficult for him to do, and given that the nature of his illness, wearing a GPS monitor would be, he thinks, difficult. The state has also put on the table a legitimate uncoerced plea bargain option of 30 days jail, where he would get credit for time served and pay, basically the court costs and PD fees would go to collections after 6 months. And basically, he wouldn't come out to any supervision. He wants to consider that if he could, but he has a dog he has to make some arrangements for, so if he could come back on return on docket day and the state keep the options on the table through this next Monday at 9 a.m., then he'll think it over and try to make some arrangements.
The state's gonna keep its options open.
Okay.
That good? So we'll come back on docket day, which is a week from today, October 21st at 9 a.m., hopefully for an arrangement.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next is Alicia Bradford with a plea agreement. Ms. Bradford is 266 on the docket, 24 CF 952. And we have a agreement for misdemeanor resolution, Your Honor. And making sure it is signed by all parties. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
I apologize for a little bit of poor penmanship added to it, but I will repeat the language, Your Honor.
Okay.
In 24 CF 952, the state is agreeing to dismiss count 2 in exchange for the following. There will be a withhold of adjudication to lesser included offense misdemeanor petty theft. That's first degree misdemeanor. The statutory reference is given. That's on count 1. There will be 11 months 29 days probation with JCS supervision. If we could get another one of those cards, sir, thank you. No contact with Jason Russell. Maintain gainful employment or complete 2 applications per week. Anti-theft class. No drugs not prescribed, no firearms. Random urinalysis at least once per month. 270 court costs, 150 public defender fees. Reserve jurisdiction on restitution for 90 days, Your Honor.
State?
That's the agreement, Judge.
Very good. Mr. Bradford, would you raise, Ms. Bradford?
Ms. Bradford, Your Honor.
Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see those same terms are in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Just want to make sure you've read this closely and gone over it with your attorney in detail.
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this, you're waiving the right to go to a trial. This will be a final adjudication of this case. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, sir.
You believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement, and as the state agrees, and will dismiss count 2 in exchange for the withhold of adjudication to the lesser included offense of misdemeanor petty theft, and the statutory cites in the agreement. As to count 1, and the defendant will be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days probation with JCS. As a condition of that probation, there's no contact with Jason Russell. Maintain gainful employment or complete 2 applications. Complete an anti-theft course. No drugs not prescribed. No firearms. Random UAs at least once a month. Standard court costs. Reserve jurisdiction for restitution for 90 days. If there is a claim for restitution, you will have an opportunity to respond and to have an attorney to fight that. So importantly, the no contact, importance one-sided. So even if Jason Russell tries to contact you, you're in violation. So it's your obligation to recede. That's important to know. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Did you get that card?
Okay, thank you. All right, good luck. Yes, ma'am. Well, you got to go there right now.
All right.
Okay. Next is Ivory B. Bradford. Miss Bradford is 267 on my docket, Your Honor, 24 CF 1606. Miss Bradford is entering a plea and sentence agreement that cross-references a PTI agreement that she's got to go meet with probation to enter the PTI agreement. May I approach?
You may. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Under the terms of this agreement, Your Honor, in 24 CF 1606, Ms. Bradford, Ivory Rochelle Bradford, will be enter a plea of no contest, but it's provisional in the sense that the defendant is going to enter and successfully complete the PTI program. If she enters and successfully completes PTI, the plea shall be automatically withdrawn and charges dismissed. If she fails to enter and successfully complete PTI, she's going to go directly to sentencing.
State.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor, and we did ask for a plea in terms of PTI, which Ms. Bradford is offering.
Okay. Ms. Bradford, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So, your attorney stated the terms of the plea agreement. I see you've signed the written plea agreement. Can you confirm that?
Yes, sir.
I think you did? Yep.
Yes, sir.
So, just want to make sure you've read it, gone over it in detail with your attorney.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand that by entering into this, this will be a final resolution. This is a little bit of a hybrid between a PTI and a regular plea agreement. Because if you succeed, case dismissed like any other PTI. But if you fail on the pretrial, then you go right to sentencing. Okay, you skip the trial. High risk, high reward. Okay, do you understand? You had all your questions answered about that?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that, you're entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay, based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement. and the defendant will enter and successfully complete the pretrial intervention program. And if you do successfully complete, your charges will be dropped. If not, defendant fails to complete the PTI, the defendant would go directly to sentencing. Any questions? Nothing. Okay, good luck. Was there a DCF case in this?
There was one, Your Honor. I'm not exactly sure if it's completed or not.
She says she's completed her case plan.
I have no reason to doubt that. If there's anything remaining, we'll just have to complete it.
Okay, good luck.
Your Honor, my last out of custody who's present is Jeremy Dixon, Jeremy W. Dixon. Looking for the number, Your Honor.
22 CF 2061. It's
Thank you, Your Honor, 274 on the docket. Your Honor, Mr. Dixon needs to come back on docket day for clear trial. This is with the state, and the court announced last time a last continuance. He and I are meeting at 8:30. I would ask Ms. Basso to keep her amended offer open until docket day for him to go over the situation again with me and make a final decision. Otherwise, we're probably going to trial this cycle. That's the expectation. I do want the court to be aware that I also have one major in custody defendant who may be going to trial, so there's always the possibility that the court will adjust the calendar as the court sees fit. But with the plan is it's clear trial this cycle, Your Honor.
Very good.
And the offer does remain open as requested.
Thank you.
Very good.
And he is with him as his mother, who's always been accompanying him, Gloria Teston.
Very good. Thank you.
Docket day, return
Matthew Henry.
I'm sorry?
Matthew Henry here, he says he's unrepresented.
I believe he's right.
Yeah,
Hold on.
oh, sorry.
There he is. Did you get lost, Mr. Henry?
Am I lost?
Yeah, you're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was here earlier. I guess, I don't know, just somehow
You just got lost at lunch. The reason why I said it, there was a capias issue. Anyway, gotta show up to trial. I know it's a pain in the ass to be here all day, but
No, yeah,
you're getting in more trouble than.
No, yeah,
you
correct, Your
don't.
Honor. I'm sorry
So
about
you're
that.
here on your case, controlled substance case.
Yes, sir.
Were you, your list is not having an attorney. Were you planning on hiring a private attorney, or do you?
Oh, yes, I was. My job somehow has not, the paychecks have been getting sent to the wrong address, so I had to fill out some sort of form. So it's, I think they should be here like next week, and that's when I was going to be able to, allocate all the funds and be able to,
Okay.
hire the attorney that I'm using. So I was going to see if maybe I could get push the
Okay,
court.
well, this is the first time up, so we'll continue it, but you need to do something, either hire a private attorney or
Yes, Your Honor.
accept the public defender. You do want an attorney, you don't need to be doing this without an attorney. It's
Yes, sir.
never good work. So continue this till 12/9, and we'll recall the capias.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay? Okay. So, let's take a short break, and then we'll finish up. Got a few with each of the PDs, so we'll come back, maybe a 10-minute break.
All rise. I knew that was coming.